Well, good, beautiful day to you all. So, I'm going to do a pretty in-depth um, tour of this yellow tiny house here and show everything that it has and everything it comes with. It is going to go up for sale. The yellow one is, which is this guy right here. All right, starting with the exterior, we have a brand new tongue jack here. Got the breakaway on it, and then that's the wiring block, and then that's the breakaway battery kit. All right, and then it does have all four leveling jacks, license plate holder, illuminated, both brakes, and then I will go over all of the lights here in a moment for the outside there. It does have an outside outlet right there, GFI. All four tires and rims are brand new. Does have brand new backing plates, brand new drums. So essentially everything on the axles are brand new, including the bearings, the seals, everything that has to do with the axles besides the axle itself is brand new. The axles themselves are 3,500 pounds a piece, so 7,000 total weight capacity on it. Fenders are brand new, 205 75 R15, they are radials. Water inlet for the city water. And then that is the 30 amp service, which I have an adapter on there right now so I could run 120 on the left side. There's the exterior on the right side. Now the mailbox and the address obviously are just for fun. And this is an old mailbox that I got. And then I have a Schlage keyless entry handle set for it. This is all rain glass. It's all brand new glass. It is on an antique door, but the rain glass is tempered. And all six of them are on there. All the weather stripping, hinges, everything is all brand new on the door except for the door itself. Okay. Now, one more thing for the exterior. Two more things actually. One of them is this switch here. So you flip that on, all of the exterior parking lights. I'll show this again in the dark. But all the lights are on right now, and it kind of looks nice for like party lights. And they are all in their correct DOT locations. All the ones lit up there. And then that moon and this porch light are on another switch, which is located right inside of the door here. Okay, so it's top one. And then we have the porch light on, and then there's the moon that is lit up light, and it is on a remote right here. So the light's got a timer on it, and then so does the fan. Light is on or off, and then the fan has low, medium, and high. The seafoam green Keurig coffee pot, fridge, and the cooking utensils. Everything in here, by the way, is brand new unless I specify otherwise. Television up there. So back to the kitchen. This is an oak hardwood countertop. The sink was bought secondhand, but it was brand new. It was just really dirty, so I cleaned it up. The faucet's brand new. It is a bar size sink. Little electric hot plate. So this one is used also. It came from Goodwill. So, but it works. I plugged it in. It works really nice. Everything on it's good. Little basket for the Keurig cups, and that's the remote for the television. And then this little shelving unit that came off of Amazon. And these little decorations, they all came from local stores here in Holly. Same thing with that one. That was also purchased from Amazon, and then these are local from somewhere in Holly. That was purchased local in Holly. It's a good place to put your little keys. And then the light fixtures, most of them came from Amazon as well. This one's that rattan, it's called, with the old-fashioned bulbs in it. And then that has old-fashioned bulbs in it as well. So it's got a nice glow to it at nighttime. Nothing's really harsh. Well, until you get into the bathroom, but I'll show you that in a minute. Sliding window with screen. Sliding window with screen. That one's really big, so you can see a lot of your outdoors. Sliding window with screen. Broom closet. Electrical panel. Yeah, I know that's not the code to have it in a closet like that, but code doesn't apply to these things on wheels like this. So this one is in that little cabinet. It's about 12 inches in right there, but again, it's fully accessible. The breakers here is a 20 amp for the bathroom and kitchen, a 20 amp for the hot water tank, 15 amp for all your other outlets and your lighting in here, and then another 20 amp for the electric heater, 1500 watt heater down there. You cannot use that little heater to heat this place. This is a 3-season tiny house, not a 4-season. Also, there's no air conditioning in here. 2 of the windows, that one and that one, and probably, yeah, this one too. All 3 of the windows will fit a window air conditioner. So it's very easy to put a window air conditioner in here. They do run off of 120 volt, 15 amp outlets, which you have one outlet right there. You have another one back here behind the little chair. Another outlet there. That one's a 20 amp because it's in the kitchen. It's also GFI protected from the one in the bathroom. That's also GFI protected from the one in the bathroom, and also a 20 amp breaker on that one. Now this is a bookcase, and this is your storage. Got these bars on here, so when you open the door, because it is the door to the bathroom as well, when you open that door, things don't fall off. So the tall things anyways. They got that little bar. So there's 3 shelves like that. 4 shelves that are just shelves. And again, unless somebody's like beating on that door, nothing's going to fall off of it even when you open it. Got these 3 little baskets. These were purchased at a garage sale. I did take the material out of them and throw them through the washing machine. So they're in really nice shape. The ladder, handmade. So essentially just to move this thing out, you just grab the ladder and then just slide it till it hits the bumper up there. There's a bumper right there. So you hit that bumper and it stops dead center. And then you can climb up to the loft. So before we do that, these are the little chairs that are in here. Very comfy chairs. These, I believe, were Wayfair, but they swivel. They don't rock, but they do swivel. And they're pretty comfy. There's going to be a table here, probably about 14 inches deep. It's going to be on a hinge, and it's going to hinge up. So you'll pull the chairs away from the wall, hinge the table up, put the supporting rod in there, and then the chairs will swivel around the other way, and that will be your dining table or your writing table or whatever you want to use it for. So now traveling up the ladder, we are going to see the sleeping loft. Now this, I did not put a mattress in here. I figured this is sleeping bag city for anybody who wants to stay. They would curl up in a couple of sleeping bags. I did buy really plush, expensive carpet from Georgia Carpet here in Holly, and their most expensive pad that they had. So it's pretty soft, but it is still sleeping on a floor. So soft sleeping bag. You can put a foam mattress down, or you could put up your own mattress, whatever you want it to do. There's the other window, and it's got a light. That light is a 3-way, so there is a switch right there in that corner, and then the other switch down there as you come in is the other 3-way switch. There is an outlet on either side for people to use. Since this side doesn't have a laundry or a clothing area, I put a little shelf there for charging a phone or whatnot. So this side, get the rest of the way up here, this side right here has 5 cubicles, little cubby holes in it. So this is 2, There's two right there. And they're 12 inches deep, probably 14 inches long and 12 inches high. And this is the other side. I split it in half, so that way the more used stuff can be in this one. And you wouldn't have to clean all your stuff off of this if you're using it as a little desk or nightside table. Again, here's that switch. There's that little light on. It's got an Edison bulb in it as well, which is pretty cute. There's that shelf. Then all the pillows will be included with it as well. Pretty much everything you see here. You got little railings here to hold on to when you're descending down the ladder. And then there's your TV. So as you're sitting here, you can have your TV on. And when you're laying down, the fan doesn't get in the way. Or you can just have it as background noise. When I camp, personally, I don't even use a TV. But I'm not everybody. And then the little shelves there where the ceiling and the walls meet, that's just for decoration. You can put some Vinage up there or whatever you want to put. This is your view down below. So you got your two chairs, your windows where you can see quite a bit of nature out of there. And then as you look down, you can see your kitchen. You can see my feet hanging on the ladder here and then down that way. So to get down now, I'm going to turn around and then go down with my feet first. Yeah, just hold on to this like that, right there, left-handed or right-handed, and that gives you a little stability. And then when you're done for the day up there. You can lift up on a ladder and move it, or you can just slide it, and it just nestles in its place over there, nice and out of the way. Now to go into the bathroom, we'll do that first, then I'll show you the mechanicals. Got the little moon open. Does have that's the little latch right there. That latches the door shut. It doesn't have a lock on it. I am going to have a handle here so you can pull it shut from the other side. I don't have that yet, but a little handle, and then you'll come inside and close it. So as far as the bathroom goes, got the little sink right there. Water supply. I don't have the drain done through the floor yet. That is the window that opens up and down. You could probably get a little air conditioner in that too, but why you'd want to put it in the bathroom, I don't know. There's a little shelving area for all your sundries. And then there's the GFI that protects the bathroom and the kitchen. Toilet paper holder. These lift off for storage. See, I got tools and parts in there right now. And this one comes off as well. And then this is a self-contained toilet, no black tank. So the toilet itself has its own black tank built in. It'll support 2 people for over a week. So you just pump the little thing and open this in the front. It opens up the poop hole. And then you just push it, or how does that work? Oh, right there. You push and pull on that thing and it pumps the water around in a circle and it goes down. And then when this needs to be emptied, instead of having to take the entire tiny house somewhere to empty it, that just pulls out. The 2 halves come apart, so you're literally only taking the bottom half, and it has a gauge on it. Tells you how full it is. And that is brand new, never been used. And then you got your towel bar. 36 by 36 inch shower with shelves, all acrylic. This is made by Delta, got it at Home Depot. I did put Delta fixture in here as well. Shower head. Now this fixture, if you notice, it's way off center to the front. 2 reasons for that. One, it's just easier to use. There's no reason it has to be centered. And secondly, I couldn't center it because I had that outlet box that was interfering with it. So instead of moving that after that was already finished, decided just to put this forward. I like the way it came out anyways. So it is a caulkless base, caulkless sides, So everything interlocks together. You don't have any caulk maintenance on this. The ceiling is done in wood, more navy. And then I have these two little lights in here. And they are daylight lights. And when you turn them on, they are very bright daylight. There it is. Yeah, bathroom, the only thing that's not done again, the only thing that's not done in this whole house, this whole tiny house, is the drains from the shower, this little sink, and the kitchen sink. It's sitting on a gravel pad right now, and I just don't feel like crawling underneath there and doing it. But anyways, here is the mechanicals. So I installed a switch for the hot water tank. And then the hot water tank wire comes out of there, goes over the hot water tank. I do have this trap ready to go. You see the hole is going down there. That's all going to be 2-inch glued PVC, not the 1.5 inch pressure fit that you see there now. That's just for sizing it up. But that's pretty much how it'll look anyways. And then this is a, boy, how many gallons is this? 18 or 20 gallon fresh water, just in case you don't have water on your campsite. The straps will go, there's those two D-rings here, and they're in the back as well, and I'll have a pull-tight strap that goes over these strap lines, and that'll hold it down. It'll also make it removable if you want to remove it. And then on the other side here, we have a 10-gallon hot water tank, electric. So everything's hooked up. I just don't have this tightened yet because I don't know if I'm 100% done test fitting everything, but that goes on there. That goes to the pump, the filter. So this is the pump here in case you don't have city water pressure. Okay. And then it pumps the cold out into the hot water tank, heated, comes back out of the hot water tank, all under pump pressure, and then goes off to your sinks. And then this is the overflow. So this will come out and it will go through the floor right down there. And then the cold goes that way, obviously with the pump, and pumps to everything as well. This is a one-way valve here. So this doesn't allow, if you're doing city water is going to be pressurized from the opposite direction. It will hit this and it will not be able to go any further and damage the pump going in backwards, but it will still fill up the hot water tank. Hot will come out, blah, 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 just like everything else. The pump will plug into that right there. Now there is at the inlet for the water, for the city water coming in, right on the other side of this wall, there's another one of those one-way valves. So when you have the pump turned on, it's not squirting water out of the city water hookup. I think I covered everything in there, covered everything here. Got the little fridge, which again is brand new. It's got a little sawdust in there. Comes with this right here should make it worth it right by itself. A little miniature ice cube tray. So the bottom of the tiny house has 22 gauge, I believe it is. I think it's 22 gauge steel, galvanized. And that keeps critters out and keeps the water and moisture up. And then you have a 2-inch and an 1.5 inch, so a total of 3.5 inches of closed cell foam board insulation. And then you have 3/4 inch plywood on top of that, and that's what makes up the floor. And it's all on a 2x4 16-inch on center grid underneath. And that 2x4 grid is bolted to the trailer with galvanized carriage bolts and lock washers, or washers, lock washers, and nuts underneath. Probably 20 of them, I think. Hurricane straps at the ceiling. But this is only recommended, obviously, because of its height. 55 mile an hour down the freeway. The walls are insulated with an R13. The ceiling, it has a 2-inch foam board up in there with a little airspace running around that. This roof has got a metal roof on it, and the other tiny house, which I'll show you in another video, has asphalt shingles on it. So if there's any questions anybody has, or you want to see more, you want to see something in more detail or a better explanation of something, just leave me a comment, and I'll hook that up, and I'll probably be able to do it in a short video format or something for you. I am local to Holly, Michigan. So again, there's another quick view of everything as you're walking out. Took a lot of time and effort to put this thing together just the way I wanted it. Everything is functional besides the drains aren't done. Like I said, there's no blinds in it yet, but outside of that, everything is pretty well set. So I just use a milk crate right now to jump in and out. You could weld a step on there. You could also build a little porch. I was going to build a porch, so I still might, again, depending on how what kind of interest I get on this. I might end up keeping it. I'm not going to give it away. It's got a lot of detail, a lot of time and work has been put into it to make it a pretty nice little camping spot here that you can tow behind you. I do not know the weight. I did not have it weighed, so I don't know the weight of it. I know you will need a 250 minimal for this.